let's see. Let's see. Is it working? Is this actually working? Let's see. Chat. Let's try to do it like this. Okay. Cool. Hello. Yeah, let me just send this link to Discord as well. And let's see. Where's the link? Share. Copy link. All right. Hey everybody. Today, let's see. What time is it there? It's 8:15 in the afternoon or night, however. Hello everyone. Thank you for joining. And yeah, let's see if anyone else from Discord is gonna join, but if not, we can just get started. Yeah, today is a very weird stream. Yes, Ethan, we are breaking builds, and it's broken big time. So in this stream, I don't really know if I'm going to be able to make any progress, but at least I want to explain what I fucked up and what's the problem. And yeah, so today, unplanned, we are going to go over the auto update system on OneMenu and the API as well for the updates. And so I'm gonna start with explaining what happened today. Yeah, I can check out this feature. I'm not really sure what being a mod here even does. Yeah, but we can make it work in the next stream. Let's not make any live changes right now. I barely made it work now. So, hello from Egypt. Hello. So, yes, today I pushed an update for OneMenu, and it was supposed to be a simple fix for a bug that I introduced yesterday. And everything was very easy to do, and it was very obvious what the bug was. But then when I pushed the update, I noticed after about 5 minutes that OneMenu is essentially crashing and restarting all the time. Greetings from Luxembourg. Greetings. And so what happens is, I was like, wait a minute, why is it crashing and restarting all the time? And then I noticed people on Discord are complaining about the same thing again, and I was like, something is going on. And so I was looking at like what could possibly be wrong, and so let me show you essentially how it works. So before we go into that, I just want to answer a few questions because I see some questions popping up. So yeah, how's it going? What programming languages do you know? I don't code in Python. I don't know Python. I mean, I could probably make something work, but with lots of like Googling or something. Have you ever thought about working in Apple as an iOS developer? No, not really. I don't think there is a development center anywhere close to where I live. So yeah. All right. So happy Sunday. Yes, I'm having a great day, except for the catastrophic failure of OneMenu update system. But other than that, I'm having a great day. All right. So love from India. All right. I'm not really sure what you are referring to, warp. What languages do you know? Mostly Java, TypeScript, a little bit of Swift, a little bit of C#. Oh my god, so many questions. I want to get into the what is happening, but I guess I'm gonna answer a few more. Do you need a QA help? I hope not, but let's see. How can I install OneMenu if I have macOS Monterey? I guess Monterey is 13 or 12, which version? I think the way I can work on OneMenu is I can support the latest 2 versions. So right now we're on 14.5 and OneMenu works on 14 and above. Oh man. Yes, I did break OneMenu and I want to explain what happened. Okay. Yes, so I will get back to questions. I want to explain what is going on because it is quite hilarious. And I want to get you guys input on what I need to do to fix it because it's kind of tricky. So I want to go over quickly how the OneMenu auto update system works. So I think it's easier if I draw a diagram first. So here I'm going to open Excalibur and I'm going to drag it over here. Let's just let's do something like this. So basically there are 2 components. There's OneMenu, the app, and then you have the API, and I'm just gonna call it maybe update API. And so in theory it's very simple. OneMenu will periodically call this API and ask for a new version, and it's asking for a new version by passing the current version. So it says something like, hey, my current version is, let's say, for example, 2.8.0. Jesus. 0. And the update API will respond with 2 possibilities. It will respond with either a URL for the new version that is newer than what you currently have, or it will respond with a 404, meaning you already are on the latest version, or in other words, there are no updates for you. And so today I pushed out a new version in the API, and then the old version started going into a crash loop. And so what happened? At first I thought the update API somehow wrong and it's sending the same version back. This was my first idea. But then I debugged all the API code and it turns out it's working fine. And the problem is, unfortunately, in OneMenu itself. And I don't really know how to fix it automatically. So most likely the fix is going to be for people to download the new version manually, and then the new version will start working again with the auto update, which sucks so much. And it's so annoying, but most likely that's going to be the fix. So what happens is, when OneMenu receives the file, it will actually try to do a few things. So here's what it does. It will download the file. So first it gets the update info, which is essentially the URL. This is the get update info is basically, let me just do it like this. Get update info, come on, not that. So get update info is essentially this API endpoint. And then if you do get something, you're gonna get the URL, which is the URL for the new version. And then you're going to try and download the file to a temporary location. and then extract that file. So we're extracting the updater application, and then in the updater application, we are passing the arguments, basically like command line arguments, so this is the updater just extracting it. But then when we are actually running the updater, we are passing in the file that we just downloaded, and we are passing in the path of the currently running application. And so then we actually close the current application, and we let the updater delete the current application and replace it with the downloaded file. However, the problem is I introduced a bug, not in the last version of OneMenu, but the last version, where instead of passing in the downloaded file URL that we just downloaded, I started passing, for whatever reason, the folder in which the file is downloaded. So what happens is OneMenu is able to get the new URL. It will extract the updater application, that's all fine. And then it will run the updater, and instead of passing the URL of the file that is supposed to be the new app, it's passing the folder of where the new app is. And then the updater fails to replace the executable with the new one because it's expecting a file path, but it's actually getting a folder path. And then it starts up the application again, but the application wasn't replaced. It's still the old one. And then the old one goes into the same loop. It tries to get the new version, it downloads the new version, and then says, hey, replace me with this new version. But instead of giving the file path, it's actually giving the folder path. And so the problem is, I'm never going to be able to update this automatically. Unless there is some weird way to run some script when a zip file is unzipped. I don't see any other way that I can automatically fix this problem. But this is what happened. So let me read the chat. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about that. Yeah, okay. Hello from Norway. Hello. Oh man, so many questions. Is there any difference between macOS? Yes, there is a difference. In macOS, you can distribute your app on your own. You don't have to go through the App Store. And on iOS, as of now, still, it is a little bit tricky. But also on macOS, most of the Windows and stuff is behind AppKit instead of UIKit. Yeah, I could potentially make a long-term review. Where do you learn web dev? The steps are different depending on what exactly you want to learn. All right. Hey, hello, thank you. Hello, Peru. What language do you recommend for beginners? Depends, but if you are interested in web development, probably TypeScript is like a very efficient way of getting there. Greetings from Azerbaijan. Greetings. This is the ID is just Xcode. Have you ever worked with testing frameworks? This is a cheeky question. Yes, but not on OneMenu. I haven't introduced anything on OneMenu because it was just a hobby project. Your OneMenu increase my storage. That's highly unlikely. I'm not sure what you mean by increasing storage. Yeah, okay, so positive. Yeah, the best way to do it is just reinstall from the website later. Not yet, because I didn't push the fixed version to the website, because people on Discord were so eager for me to do the stream and explain what actually happened. But I will fix this. It is a very simple fix in the code, and then I will push the new version. Yes, so I made an oopsie. That's true. And I will push the new version to the website, and then whoever has time later today, you can just download the latest version, and the latest version will also have the fix for the window manager, which I originally wanted to push. So that's kind of that. And it is not very difficult to implement the fix. So I'm just going to show you right here what the fix actually is supposed to be. So here, instead of essentially passing in the callback once we are done with the update, instead of passing the destination URL as the file URL, which is actually being used here, I'm simply going to pass just a pending component. Oh, sorry. A pending component, and this is going to simply be OneMenu.zip. And I don't think I need this. Yeah. So then this should actually work. And yeah, so let's see. Here I am extracting, I don't need this function, it's confusing. So here I am calling the updater, and this URL is now going to be the file URL because it ends with the file that is going to be downloaded. And potentially, probably the best thing to do actually is to update the file downloader itself to actually give you the URL of the file that was actually downloaded. So here in the file downloader, I have a very simple, I think it's URL session download delegate, beautiful name. And then it calls this method automatically if the file has been downloaded. And so what I do is simply move that item from a location that was, downloaded to the destination that I actually requested originally. And perhaps I don't even have to pass the destination in the callback, because if move item, I think the move item function can take both the directory and a file path here. So instead of doing that, I think what needs to happen is something like this, actually. Yes. And then we should be good. But I have no way of actually testing this. Or actually I do. I definitely do have a way. Let's see. So I changed this, and we can debug this. And I already have the new version in the API. So the update info function will actually return something. But I want to see if there's anything that I missed in the chat. Yep, I made an oopsie. Restart. Congrats. Started your first software engineering job. How to excel in it? Well, if it's your first job, I would assume it's like a junior position. And if so, try to observe what the seniors are focusing on. And most likely you will find that they're focusing on writing tests a lot. Most likely you will find that they're trying to simplify things as much as possible. So instead of trying to complete as many tasks as you possibly can, which is the first mistake that most people do, try to do tasks well and patiently. So that's how what I would advise. Are you a web dev or a mobile dev? So I don't really do mobile dev. This is a desktop application. But most of my experience is in web development. How to create a OneMenu-like application? I don't think there is a one-liner answer for that. Yes, the problem was in the path to a file. I was passing in the path to a folder, but I was supposed to pass the path to the file. How long would iOS development take if I'm working full time? I don't know. I would say about a month and a half ago, I was mostly fighting with Swift UI, even though I was trying to use it. But for about a month of learning, I think I'm in a place where I'm no longer fighting it. I'm more like actually using it. So that was my timeline. Love the grind. All right, I don't really understand this one. Please make a tutorial. Man, I doubt that I would be a good teacher for iOS. Maybe for other things, but maybe not so much iOS. Are you still living in Norway? Yes, I do still live in Norway. And what do you enjoy? I enjoy the weather. Actually, in the summer we get 2 months of nice weather. And there is quite a lot of diversity in the things that you can do in Norway. Like if you like hiking, you can go hiking. If you like, swimming in the sea, you can do that. If you like swimming in the frozen sea, you can do that. If you like saunas, you can do that. There's a lot of things that cost next to nothing or actually nothing that are very enjoyable to do. Did you check window management in new macOS? Yes, I did. I actually didn't test it myself. I don't know if it's better. It might be better than the old version, but certainly not better than the new version. What language is this? This is Swift. Thank you. I missed being on YouTube as well. Yeah, thank you for this. All right. Yeah. Yep. Hello guys. Let's see. What are you working on? I'm working on an app called OneMenu. I'm not gonna post the link now because the download is broken, but I'm gonna post the link on the Discord. So if you join the Discord server, which I'm gonna send the link now, then you're gonna be able to find the application that I'm working on. Okay. Let's see. Greetings from Poland. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let's see. Do you have any tips on programming during college or going into the workspace? I did work while I was in college. And so the tips would be, let me think. Is there any tips or is it just a lot of hard work? I think it's just a lot of hard work. There are no actual tips. I'm sorry. I wish there was like a magic answer, but it's just like doing two jobs. A from Sweden. Yes, I mean using. I'm not an expert. I make silly mistakes, but I don't think you need more than a month, given that there is a lot of like ChatGPT help that you can get. There is a lot of help that you can get from Google or by watching WWDC. You don't need more than a month to start hacking with it. Maybe I'm not an expert, but I feel like I'm a user. Yeah, so to do this, you first go into like product archive, and then when you archive it, it will show up in your organizer, and then from there you can go distribute app, and then you can select direct distribution, and then it will guide you through the process. So that's how you do it. Okay. Your video, this is so annoying, like left click opens up some options. Okay, your videos are so calming. I wait for your daily vlogs. Thank you. No, I am happy. I still have the mouse that I bought there, and it's still working great. It's the MX Master 3X. Hi from Romania. Do you teach people Swift? I don't. I don't teach people Swift. I don't think I'm a Swift expert. All right. I think maybe, you know, someone from the community can give a better answer to this. I am still stuck with the 2021 Mac, so it's working for me, but maybe with the newer Macs. Do you like JavaScript? I do. I think it's a flawed language, especially with implicit typecasting. It's a real pain. But then, you know, it has good sides. It is probably the easiest to get started with because you don't need a big setup. Like, you don't need to download some IDE. You can just open up a text editor, and from there pretty much you can deploy your website without having to set up anything. And I think that's something that most other languages, they just don't have. Hello. All right, so before we go on to the next question, I want to test this out. So let me just quickly show you. Over here is where I have, I'm gonna try and find it. Yeah. Let's see, let me just, so here's what I actually have. This is that, part with the API part. And it essentially is like a CMS where I define releases of the app. And so here's the release that actually contained the bug. And it went out recently. And then I tried to push the new release, and then this one, and then this one started going into like a restart loop. So what I've done now is, thankfully, a couple of months ago, I've built in support for release channels, which is essentially, is it like beta or is it stable? And then when running from Xcode, I set up a new build configuration. I think it's called scheme. So that scheme takes in a new environment variable with the update channel set to beta, which means no other production app will get the URL for this version, and therefore it won't go into the update restart loop. But the app that I'm going to run from Xcode will in fact get this file, and then it will try to download. And so what I want to do here, because I added this, I want to double check if it's actually going to work. And I'm going to rename this, just to be super explicit, destination file URL. So let's just go and try to see what happens. I'm gonna put a breakpoint somewhere here. I already have it actually, so I don't need another one. And I'm just gonna run this. Just gonna run it. Let's see. Anything else? Let me double check something. Am I even in the frame? Yes, I am, thankfully. All right. So this one is building, and so we have a couple more questions. Yes, your eyes are, yeah. I use this, I use the white ID when I'm outside, and I was outside a couple of hours ago. Okay, so so here it is. I did get the full URL. So this is kind of like the URL that I'm going to query. And then here, yes, I have my downloader, and I have a breakpoint here when it's trying to move the item from a temporary location to the destination. And the destination, I'm just really excited about the capabilities of Xcode to inspect variables. Like, it's not showing up here, it's not showing up anywhere. But anyhow, if I simply clear my logs here, I should also hit this breakpoint right after I actually print the file URL. So let's see, this should work. Let's see. Yes. And then here is the new file URL. And so, because now I actually do have this file, I'm going to try and open this file in so if I just create a new file here, I get a file URL. So if I click that, I think I can just go there, and there it is. So basically I do have OneMenu zip, and it is in the Xcode release temporary release folder, because this is just running from the Xcode build. So what I expect to happen now is that when I go past this breakpoint, it is going to launch the updater application with the downloaded file URL and the path of the current running app. And then it's going to extract and replace. And so I'm gonna quit this one. So now we're just having this one that is in the breakpoint. That's why it's unresponsive. And when I go further, it will close this app, extract the new version, and it will reopen it. So let's see. Yeah, so it closed, and now we have the new version. It was extracted and now it's working. So here, this version, if I go into preferences, is 2.8.1, which is the latest and which is the one that we expect. Oh my god, so this was the fix for the reoccurring download. And unfortunately, there's nothing that I can do to magically fix people's builds. So what I'm gonna do later is I'm going to push this out to Squarespace so that people can download it manually, and then hopefully that's gonna resolve it. The new version does keep your settings, so that will happen. All right. Have you ever implemented an end-to-end encryption or signaling protocol? No, I don't really, I don't work in this area. Hello. All right, is there UI already? Not sure what you mean by that. The only UI OneMenu has is just this drop-down and also the preferences window. Does the new unban me on Discord? You're gonna have to speak to the mods. I don't know why. What was the reason that you were banned? Yeah, you need to register. Yeah. When you launch new update, as soon as I end the stream, I will create the build and upload it to Squarespace. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a way of testing older versions of Mac. I only have one Mac, and I try to keep it updated, so that's the problem. All right, that's pretty much the fix here. And I'm gonna try and do the commit later, and that should also fix the problem with the window manager. So let's see if there's any other questions. If not, I will end the stream. I'm grateful that you guys had the time to join, but I'm gonna spend some time answering questions, and then I'm gonna push out the new version. So let's see. Do you think I can get a job with only knowing JavaScript, TypeScript, HTML, and CSS? Technically, yes, you could. Maybe not so much as a web developer, but I'm pretty sure that I've seen job postings, for example, to update or manage an e-commerce site. just to update the UI, maybe add a widget or two, or like fiddle with the landing pages. They're forever updating landing pages in e-commerce, and so they do need that skill set. But I think if you already know that, you're not such a long way, away from learning React and then just getting a full-time front-end position. Another question, does universal clipboard or copy, I don't remember exactly, work through iCloud? Yes. So the universal clipboard, I just want to make it clear, the universal clipboard is a feature developed by Apple. And what it does, it will synchronize the latest copied item through iCloud across all your devices. And then I guess what you're referring to is there is a clipboard history feature in OneMenu, and I will restart the app to show you. There is a clipboard history feature, and that feature listens to the universal clipboard events as well, and will pick it up, so it works in tandem. Yeah, this one is kind of tricky. So I will try to make more vlogs for sure. Let's see. Yeah, how do you set up your Mac for programming? Not so much. I install VS Code for the work that I do at work. I use IntelliJ, and I don't try to install too many plugins or anything like that. Just the basic IDE and npm, and that's all. Yes, so keyboard cleaning mode. You're referring to this feature, obviously. So what it does for people who don't know is it will temporarily disable keyboard events globally, so that you can clean your keyboard without accidentally pressing anything. However, when you are, so the way it works is, I can show you in the code. So the way it works is, keyboard cleaning. The way it works is there is something called an event tab in macOS, and it's just a way for you to register an event handler globally for events. And then you can decide whether or not, when you receive an event, you want to let other applications process that event. However, many applications that have keyboard shortcuts, they try to register their own handlers. And so there is, in macOS, there are different levels at which you can register your event handler. And I avoided registering OneMenu at the highest possible system level, but some applications are just arrogant and they register at the highest possible level. And that, therefore, OneMenu is not able to prevent them from receiving keyboard events. I guess Discord is one of those aggressive apps, and I could fix this by registering as like the god level application, but that just seems a little iffy to me. I will think about it. Yeah. Let's see. First time watching a stream, watching people program, do software makes me feel inspired. All right. I hope you Wow, what happened? What the hell happened? I don't know. The stream really glitched out here for a moment, or my Mac glitched out. I don't know. Yeah, I hope you will continue coding. That's what I want to say. Let's see. So many questions I'm trying to filter through. What about working from home with a child? Yeah, that one. It's tricky, especially if the child is very young. They really need a lot of attention, and because it's just my wife and me here, you know, it's not easy at all. Yeah, learning and improving, just focus on creating a project. Yeah, just try to create a project from scratch. That's the best learning experience. I haven't tried Zed. Is it worth trying? Okay. Yeah, I think this is a better question for the community. Yes, there will be a link. I will post a link on Discord. Make sure to join. Do you still use ChatGPT? Yes, I do. It's really good for answering basic questions. It's better than Googling. That's what I want to say. Yes, I am the person. So I switched. I didn't switch. I just learned Swift in addition to what I already knew. I would say it is a little counterintuitive at first if you're coming from web dev, but it's not that difficult to pick up. It took me about a month and a half to start being like productive. No, so OneMenu Pro will not be expensive. It will be a one-time purchase. I will decide on the price point, but it will be a one-time purchase that that will give you like forever access. So at the moment, the newest version is unfortunately the broken version, the 2.8.0. And I'm going to release 2.8.1 right after the stream on the website, and you can go ahead and download it. I'll post a link on Discord when it's ready. Let's see. Are you still working? Yes, because OneMenu was never meant to be just a window manager. There's so many other features. There's the clipboard history feature that I'm going to release very soon. And I'm planning to add resource management features like managing processes and stuff like that. And also external monitor brightness support is one of the big features. So OneMenu was never meant to be just a window manager, but because I didn't have a lot of time to work on it, that was the one feature that I had the time to do. So that's the short answer. Yes, I will try to add this feature in the future, or just by searching. I'll add a search feature in general. So if you start typing, let's say Xcode, then it will show you only the things from Xcode. I am interested in starting a tech startup. Yeah, but I'm not sure OneMenu is the right startup project. All right. Let's see. Can you give a workable project evolving? It's a bit of a confusing question, I must say. What is your top programming language for a beginner? Probably Python or TypeScript. Yeah, what do you think about unit testing? It's probably the most useful thing that you can do for yourself if you want to avoid shooting yourself in the foot like I did. And it also helps you structure your code better, cleaner. So if you can't stand testing your code, there might be ways that you can improve your code so that testing is easier and in fact enjoyable. Is doing a degree fun? The stream glitched again, but it's not the stream, it's actually, it might be the dock that eventually glitches out when I'm streaming too much through it. So I will double check about that. Yeah. Oh man, it's just so many like very long questions. Can you, yeah. Yeah, I will make more vlogs, that's for sure. I read anything, pretty much. I just Google all the resources and I just read anything until I feel like I know something. I don't think Apple will ever offer to buy OneMenu. That's not gonna happen. But I do hope that I make it a useful application so that many Apple users actually use it. What do your coworkers think of OneMenu? They actually like it. I have a couple of people at work that they actually really like it. Yeah, I mean, technically, Norway could be a good country for you. Yes, I am going to make more wallpapers, and in fact, I'm going to make a whole application just about wallpapers. And it's a big project, so stay tuned. Yes, that's true. My cozy comfort zone is programming. I should be doing other things as well, but sometimes it just, code and just relaxes me. I will send a Discord invite link. Let me just send it again. Okay. Let's see. Is PHP still relevant? I don't know. I think somebody who is working with PHP is probably better to answer that question. Is doing a college degree worth it in 2024? I would say I did a college degree in computer science, and I would say if I wasn't self-taught, I wouldn't have gotten very far. I would probably be still very average, working a very average thing. What's also interesting is when the clipboard we click on an element, there are several options like paste. Yeah. So here, I don't know if clipboard history is enabled in this build. It's not. Let me just go into the debug build and show you. I don't know, man. I don't know why the stream is glitching so much. Okay, so I'm building the debug version, and I will just show you what paste plain text does. So let me just quickly clear my clipboard history. So here, clipboard history is empty, and if I copy some text from here, what actually happens is there are two versions of the text that are copied. The one that has the formatting with like actually syntax highlighting and everything, so if you paste it into Word, then it's going to be like pink and blue letters. But then if that's annoying and maybe you're just writing an email or something, you can choose to paste it as like just text, nothing, no formatting, nothing. And then I think that's very useful because a lot of time when I copy paste something from a website, it messes up all of my formatting. So that's that option. That's a really cool one. I'm not sure if this is possible to do. I'm not sure if I think this is, you can certainly do it in system settings. So I'm not sure if I need to create this feature in OneMenu. Why do you not create a vlog with your living environment? That's a good question. I am getting tired of trying to record and then people interrupting me, and at home is very hard because I have to take care of the baby and I don't have the time to record all the time. Today is like special because some other circumstance, my wife and baby are not here, but generally at home is quite hard. And then if I go out and like record in public, then it's even harder because people are so inconsiderate. And so many times when I try to record something, there will be a person like that sits uncomfortably close to me and starts like yelling on the phone, and it's just like, I don't think it's worth it. Nobody really enjoys listening to that on the video. And I understand some people enjoy really relaxing videos of me coding in public and stuff, but those are really hard to create, and that's why I kind of stopped doing it. Let's see. Interested in a summer project. Yeah, how to deal with a very confusing code base. Oh man, I don't know that. Every confusing code base is confusing in its own way. I don't know how to give general advice. Is raising a kid similar to training an ML model? That's a good one. Yeah, I don't really like provide a lot of data for my kid. It's mostly I'm not I don't have a lot of labeled data. I think kids learn in a different way. Um, they mostly do like unsupervised learning. Do you do game dev? No, not really, not recently. Will you remove office logs? Why did you remove? Yeah, the company demanded that I remove it. I think I like to switch between my personal office at home and a coffee shop. I don't necessarily like working from the office. And honestly, I think the coffee shops are great because I get to change my environment and I, kind of feel refreshed just because I go outside. But when I have to do deep work, just working from home is the best. Sorry, I'm not skipping you. It all comes to building in public that people need to see your work to get hired. That's how you get. Yeah. But do you have any questions? Yeah, just write your question. Positive. Okay. How old are you? I'm 31. Yeah, I will keep posting. All right. So I think what I want to do now is I actually want to build this and post it up on the website so that more people don't download the wrong version. In the meantime, I will post the Discord link once again. Not that. The Discord link. I said the Discord link once again. And then I will announce when the new version is available. I won't ever do a live stream in a coffee shop. It's just impossible. Let's see. Yes, I used Debian a lot for a long time. It's great. My only problem with Linux is that at the time that I used Linux, I happened to be using it on a shit laptop, and it was never connecting to Wi-Fi. It was always glitching when going to sleep, and maybe it's the laptop, maybe it's Linux drivers, but at the time I had a horrible experience with that. Other than that, it's great if you have a desktop machine and it's always like plugged into power and you don't really need to like connect to Wi-Fi all the time. It's amazing. It works amazingly well. Yeah, I would recommend trying out Python or TypeScript. And there are many resources. Like one of them is Free Code Camp. Yeah, I deleted it because the company requested that I delete them. All right, so I will end the stream here. Thank you everyone for joining. I really appreciate that. I hope you had a laugh on my little oopsie with the auto update feature. And yeah, I will see you on Discord, and I will post when the new version is actually fixed. So